Sexy People Podcast with Dan Frigolette. I'm here with Brenna McKenna. Thank you. What was that nod?
Sexy People
Okay.
Podcast. I'm in agreement with that.
Okay. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for coming to me.
Yeah. Well, truth be told, I fucked this up. I went to another hotel and I was like, no, I'm right. And I set up and it was gorgeous. And then you were like, you're not here. And thank you for bearing with my idiocy.
My hotel's not that pretty and it's not that nice.
It's what's funny is it was this, but the dude was so much. He was like, yeah, you want to take stuff out of the lobby, put it in the room. So I set up this whole set.
The dudes were about it.
He was great. Yeah. Thank you for doing this. Okay, wait. Yeah. So let's do your stats. So you're what do I want to know? You're how old? You're how tall? And where do you work out of?
My stats and my body measurements.
Sure.
And stuff
Sure. Yeah. If you got all of them.
I have to know.
Yeah.
Sending them out all the time. So I'm 29. I'm probably between 5'4" and 5'5".
Okay.
I'm a 32C or 34B, 24 waist, 32 booty.
Yeah.
And
What was age and where you work out of?
I live in Philadelphia now.
Okay, nice.
Yes, but I'm from South Jersey.
Are you?
Since we're in Jersey, everyone needs to know that.
Yeah.
I'm from Vineland.
One of the only times you actually want to rep Jersey.
Literally.
It's so funny.
Yes.
So I'm a comedian, and when I travel around, I'm on my bio, I work out in New York City because I do. I live in Hoboken.
Yeah.
But then I'll go to Oklahoma City, and they'll be like, where do you live? What's Staten Island? Where's the Bronx? What's the whole thing? And they're where do you live? And I'll be like, Hoboken. They're that's in fucking New Jersey. Even people in Oklahoma, Albuquerque, New Mexico, they know
shame
Jersey.
us for it.
Jersey's such a shamed state.
They shame us for it. There's so many times that I've been in Miami or something, and people ask where I'm from, and they say sorry. I like that joke that's oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry you're from Jersey.
I'm sorry you're from Jersey.
Yeah, it's in the public sphere that you can just say that about Jersey.
So rude.
And then I think we believe it to some extent.
No, I'm fucking proud of it.
Okay, fine.
That's why I say it. I'm not afraid of that.
Yeah.
It has literally it has helped shape I think a part of us.
Sure, absolutely.
If you're gritty, then you're from Jersey and you have something to prove,
right.
and it adds to your fire.
I see.
I'm about that.
Yeah.
And the fact that I've started doing porn and I'm in Philadelphia where there's nothing around.
Yeah.
But I'm just resourceful and I can't move yet. I bought a house, so I have to stay.
Bought a
and
house
do
in Philly.
shit. Yeah.
Very cool.
And I'm really proud to be on the East Coast and rep that we can make it out from inside.
Well, and especially now, I don't know, it used to be when I started this thing, it was you definitely had to be LA, Tampa or Vegas.
Yes.
And then because of people owning their own stuff and being able to work whenever they want, it's you can just fly to Vegas. Flights to Vegas are $12. You fly to Vegas, you work.
Yes.
Go to LA, you work, and then you go home.
Yeah.
And then you being able to get out of the thing and go home and relax is part of what keeps people sane.
If I lived in LA,
Yeah.
I can't imagine the wreck I'd become.
Right.
Between working nonstop. I get FOMO just being there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd be homesick, but I also don't want to go.
Yeah.
Because I never know who I'm going to run into, who's going to hit me up the next day.
Right.
Etc. So it does feel really good to go back to Philadelphia and then be okay, I'll just take my dates for in 3 weeks. I need to breathe. I'm going to go to Jersey and see my parents real quick.
Yeah, imagine
and
having.
then go back out again when I'm ready.
Yeah. Imagine having to just do LA traffic when there's no excitement. You just have to go do your errands.
Right.
It'd be awful.
Living there,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do. I am planning on moving to Vegas though.
Yeah.
Only because I think travel maybe got more expensive. Flights are really crazy, especially with last minute trips.
Yeah.
Out to the West Coast from here. So it would be cheaper.
Sure.
I still dance and I'm working my tail off on OnlyFans now, which I've only taken seriously for maybe the last 6 months.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean editing is not really my thing, and a whole vision and just being online all the time.
Yeah.
The more content I've become doing porn and being happy with the life I'm living, the less I really want to be attached to my phone and
right.
Staring at it and doing trailers. But it does excite me more now that I have fans, and they care. It's been a feedback loop, really.
Yeah.
But yeah. It
is a totally different space where, because OnlyFans is like all positivity for the most part, because people are in there, they want to be there, they're subscribing, doing the things, right? So like before OnlyFans, like direct contact was like Twitter.
Yeah.
And that would drive people nuts.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, because Twitter's all negative.
Twitter's like free OnlyFans.
Twitter's all negative. Twitter actually is funny enough.
Twitter sucks.
Twitter, funny enough, has better, like explicit content than OnlyFans, because OnlyFans is like closing the doors every day.
Yes.
They're like, you're outside. We got to take this off the thing.
Yes.
So Twitter actually is the only one that's like, look, somebody has to hold this stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I like that. But so thank God, like I have those things, you know, and I can make money and like go out. But I spend a lot of money like traveling. Yeah. Every month to do the trips.
And this is the first run where like, even if you buy a ticket, you don't know if that flight's ever going to take off.
Yeah, you don't know if the scene's going to get canceled when you go. Yeah. Like, yeah, American, like, delays everything. Wow. So, like, and then you get there and the scene could cancel. The girl could cancel. Like, you know, like, anything could happen. You could, you know, break out in hives. Like, you know, you never really know. So, it's like an investment. That's a
fetish. Hive porn? Just, like sickly, like...
That's sick. I'm sure someone's into
Eczema porn?
I'm sure someone's
Psoriasis
into it.
Porn? Somebody's got to be.
Dude, yeah.
It's more accessible now, right? Like if your wife or your like, because I think a lot of what dudes, well, this is what I do. I'm not going to speak to all dudes. A lot of what dudes do, me, is like, I'll try, if I was in a relationship that didn't work, but the sex was good, I'll try to find my like doppelganger girlfriend in the industry, so that I'm like, oh, I can fuck her forever. Like that's like my weird sick thing.
That's what guys do? You?
Me especially, yeah. I don't know about other people.
So statement.
Yeah, let's just make it about me. So let's say like I dated a girl who was like all like psoriasis and like poison ivy.
Okay.
There's that chant. Okay. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, whatever makes it work, especially if you're in a relationship like that, because couldn't be me.
Yeah. Well, but also what happens is, I think people want to look up and like jerk off to stuff that they'll never experience, they'll never see.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, maybe or something they want to relive.
Yeah.
Maybe they miss an ex-girlfriend who used to flake all over their bed sheets, and now they're like, I miss the love of my life.
You just pile up like the dandruff and just like cuddle it.
Porn is really great for like getting to explore some stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like there's some things like I would never have looked at, but then now that I watch porn, I Twitter scroll.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not even gonna front like I don't get off on Twitter porn.
Yeah.
Okay. That like I would never have been into, but if I watch it a couple of times over, I'm like, oh, I fucking get it. And I have developed fetishes from watching like a really good video of that fetish.
Right.
That like did it right.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I didn't even know I was into
wait,
this
hold up. People love my feet, and I get that. Like they're foot people.
Yeah.
But now I like feet.
And
you know, like I love
feet or girl feet.
Both.
Where are you? Yeah.
Both. Like I would worship, you know, a man's foot.
Yeah.
Like if I'm into the sex and I'm sucking his dick and I'm like kissing his toes and like, you know, it's so fucking good, and he steps on my head when he's fucking me in doggy. Okay, that's fucking great.
Language.
But now I like girl feet too, and I've loved girls forever. Like I came out as bisexual when I was like 12 or 13.
Yeah, girl feet are
and I've never been into
crazy.
girl feet.
Yeah, girl feet are crazy. You know what I realized recently too is that like and I'm straight as an arrow, and like to my like I would like to be slightly bi, especially in like today's culture.
Yeah.
And I'm just
be able to do it.
Yeah, but I'm straight as an arrow. And, and but like I saw I've been interviewing mostly boy this year, just to kind of like open up what I'm talking about.
That's really
and
cool
like
of you.
See who like else joins the podcast, right?
That's fucking dope, because for everyone that leaves, people come.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you get to attract like people that want to watch your shit.
Yeah.
Your line of thinking. So that's dope.
Yeah, and I think the dynamics of who's watching and then who I can maybe bring to my OnlyFans is like, if I do the boy, then I don't know. So but what I was gonna say.
Okay,
was,
tell me.
Like I didn't anticipate this being a thing, but like I saw like a fit dude in what's it called, fishnet, and like so I was like women in fishnet, and the dude in fishnet, I was like, God damn it, fishnet look good on everybody.
Yeah,
like if you,
it really does.
It's so good. I didn't know that dude fishnet was like a thing, and I guess that sounds a little closed, but
I mean.
But it's good.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure. I Have
you hooked up with the dude in fishnet?
No, I haven't, but I would.
Yeah, it's good.
I would.
Everything looks good at fishnet.
I would. And I love gay porn.
Okay, preach.
I love watching gay porn.
On which side?
Boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I say gay for guys and lesbian for the girl
Fair.
porn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love watching boy porn. Like that shit's fucking hot. Whether it's like, no matter the dynamic, it could be like two muscle dudes, like a daddy and a twink. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get off to it.
Yeah, because you love men.
It's probably like the more dick, but also the fact that I know that they probably are enjoying it a lot too, because you know, like especially on OnlyFans, like you're probably not doing it for pay, like you're probably doing it because you like it. And that industry's changed
a lot, and that's the thing I get to talk about a lot when doing the boy interviews, is that like there was this whole thing, or like this rumor, or whether it's true or not, about like people that were doing things on camera, like that they might not be into.
Oh, for sure.
And I think the industry has kind of come around where it's like, we want people on camera doing things that they're consenting to, that they're into, that they're like, that makes them come, and that's what's hotter for us.
Yeah. I mean, if it's hot for them to do gay for pay and get a paycheck and support their families, then by all means, I don't judge.
Yeah.
But especially like on OnlyFans, you get to pick and choose who you work with. So like that shit's like really, really hot when you see like those trailers for OnlyFans on Twitter, and like you can tell that they're into it, that they're enjoying it, that, you know, I mean, unless they also know that it sells and they're doing it for money, but like, you know, it's really, really hot.
I don't want to call.
And it's just the more dick, the better too, probably. Yeah. But I'm also bisexual myself.
Yeah.
So I, you know, like I would love to do a bisexual, like boy.
Yeah. So you posted an art, like a drawing of dude, woman, all anal. I don't know what that's called. But that sandwich.
Yeah, it's
that sandwich looks amazing.
Yeah, it's like a bisect sandwich. Yeah. So that's my homegirl Avery Horn. She does all that like kinky fetish art.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I reposted her art, and it's just that is like a dream come true scene.
I've seen those stacked. Yeah.
Yes,
stacked asses. Yeah. I've seen.
Can you imagine being the middle?
Right. I think that's.
Imagine you being a bisexual man right in the middle like that.
I think that's the sweet spot. Yeah,
that's privilege right there.
You're getting prostate and you're penetrating.
Yeah,
that's the sweet spot.
That's fucking privilege.
And like for sure, like that's like threesome dude stuff all the way.
Yeah.
But adding a woman to it, it's just a whole different layer. And I think the industry is opening up to that being like, when I first got here, it was like if you were a switch was what they were calling it. There was like some stigma to it. And it's like people didn't want to work with switch people and all this sort of thing. And like it's only been 5 years, and we've come a long way. And just even seeing like progressive changes in an industry that you thought was like all the way there, is good to see.
Yeah, no, I love that.
So this is like convenient for you.
That's kind of shocking that they would. But you know what? Then again, is it shocking when being bisexual, people judge bisexual people all the time.
I think
I feel like they do have some stigma, but for boys too, with gay performers, I feel like that is true.
So there's so much stuff, right? There's the patriarchy. There's like
layers.
Being gay, like any of that, like full repression on that, like the fact that if you're, and then women play into some of those ideas too, because it's like, oh, like I hear women all the time, and we're talking about like. Well, let's take it out of like a progressive place like New York City. Like let's go to like Syracuse, New York, and like I think a lot of women's fear is that like their husband could be gay. It's like their worst nightmare, and it's like it's not an open-minded thing, but it comes from insecurity and fear.
It does,
and so all of that stuff plays in. So it's like women are like, oh, I would never be with a dude who's been with a dude, and then dudes are like, oh, if you ever been with a dude, you're gay, and it's like that. All that stuff is hanging around. You know?
Yeah.
And that's why it's nice to be in this space.
No, yeah, for sure.
That's not our thought process.
You know, that's really sad because in a marriage, you should be best friends with the person.
Yeah,
so who even gives a fuck?
I don't think anybody's that. I really do. I wish it was. I don't think that exists.
I believe it exists.
I don't think that exists. It's that I think it's rare.
Yes.
I think it's rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I see it,
like, would you talk to your best friend like that?
Right.
Like, I can't believe that you've, fucked with a guy before. Everything, and go talk to your husband like that. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sad.
What was I gonna say to you? I was gonna say that so this is a good. Have you been to Exotica before? Starting.
So I have been to 2 Miami Exoticas. I think the previous 2 like consecutive Exoticas, but I was a hottie. The girls that were the staff, you know, that like dance around and do the thing.
This is pre-porn.
No, like since 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, like OnlyFans and stuff like that. Then I started going down there. I signed up to just work it. Yeah. You know, yeah.
And first one.
But I haven't been signing or anything like that.
Got it.
Or like meeting fans. So this is the first one where I feel like a legit, like porn actress showing up to like see her people.
This one right now.
Yes.
Great. So how do you feel?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel super grateful. I've literally had people be like, I am so and so from Twitter. Like I came finally to see you.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm just like they're real fucking fans. Like they're not bots that I will never fucking, see.
Right.
And
Is
they
that the
come
fear?
to me.
That like
I mean, it's like, it's just not tangible all the time.
Yeah.
So you're putting out this work on the internet. And even though you get feedback, like you don't know if they really love you,
Right.
and like you compare to other people, so it's like, are they as big of a fan as me? As it seems, like, do I really have fans that love my work, or am I just like, like just all these things that you think about, like when you want people to really like appreciate your work and like you
in live performance, right? You were a stripper first.
Yeah.
So that's much more of a feedback. That you're crushing.
Yeah, and it's like direct money, but like for things like OnlyFans and scenes, and the fact that I'm so distant from the porn world that like my results come like months, like I built up my fans and like that's cool, but like over time, but like, I'm not in the scene.
Right.
So I don't get constant reviews and constant like applause on scenes being released. Like I get scenes released every couple months.
Yeah.
Because of my trips.
Right.
So it like this, just seeing it like in real life.
Yeah.
And happening, and people coming up and waiting in a line for
my
autograph.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, like
that's exciting.
6-year-old V would be so proud,
right.
like, yeah.
So you said you came out as bi at 12.
Yeah,
like open conversation with your family.
13. Yeah, like 13. And then when I got into high school, I had my first girlfriend.
Okay.
When I was 14.
Okay. Yeah. Like open to your family, all of this. Great.
Yeah.
And so in that period of time with your sexuality and all that sort of thing, did you what's the transition for you into becoming a stripper and being sex positive, and like did you feel like you had to hide any of it? Like, how did you end up here doing OnlyFans, at Exotica signing, doing mainstream porn? Like, what was the trajectory?
I will legit cry on camera right now. Please. Because it's so exciting and crazy for me to think of. But I never had to hide it. My parents were super cool about it, and they never judged me, and I could come out. Like, I thought they'd be scared, so when I said it and I was crying and they were crying, but they were like, it's fine. Like, they couldn't believe I was like nervous, And it was like not the easiest thing, because like little girls that are your friends, they don't understand if you tell them like I like girls and I like boys. Like it is kind of hard a little bit. But when I got into high school, it was very open. I went to a Catholic high school. Yep. And I was very open about it, and I just didn't give a fuck. So then when I went to college, and I already knew in high school I wanted to be a stripper.
No kidding.
Because student loans.
So
I was like, I'm not going to play college sports. I played softball, and I got a scholarship to high school to play softball, but I didn't want to play sports anymore like that. I played my entire life. Yeah. So I was going to college, and I didn't want to do it like on a sports scholarship and have to play. So I was like, I'm going to dance, because I've always been this sexual like person. And I started going to the club when I was 14 at Club Shampoo. I don't know if you're like familiar with like Philly clubs or anything. No. Okay. Well, yeah, I would go to the club when I was like really young.
Fake ID, whole thing? No,
underage nights, like 14 to 18, like crazy. Yeah, like actual clubs. Like Woody's has like a gay night for like college students, So like I would club. So stripping was just dope for me. And I did it for so long, and I never thought of doing porn. Yeah. But I just loved dancing, that I kept doing it past getting my degree in college. I just love the life. Yeah. And then when COVID hit and the clubs closed, I started going to Texas to dance. Okay. And like, very strange places. Yeah. Well, Texas is great if you're looking for a pimp. Okay. Like Texas is great like for like barbecue food. Okay. Right. But it wasn't great for like me trying to learn how to strip during COVID when I need money the most. Yeah. So I was like, man, F this. Like, and it's just like unknown territory.
Yeah. Why was it so, what's so different about trying to be a stripper during COVID in Texas?
Well, going to a new city as a stripper, you have to learn the tricks of that club. Right.
It's all like stripper politics.
Yeah, it's stripper politics, and like you can't treat people in Miami the same as you would somewhere else. The demographic is different.
The patrons.
Yes.
I was gonna call them Johns. I didn't know what else.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So the patrons, the Johns.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have to treat them different.
Like in Texas, you have to schmooze and talk to them more. Yeah. They're very sweet. They care. Like the guys, like they want to talk to you. Right. I think it might be like Southern comfort or whatever. Right. Like you cannot sit down like you would in New York City and be like, hey, you want to dance? No, goodbye. You know, like I'll sit on someone's lap, and after like a minute, I'll let them know, like we need to go dance, and it's a 3 minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like in some places, like, you know, and then you don't have regulars. That's the second thing. Right. So like you don't have money right there. So if you have a bad night, or you don't meet a girl that you can work with right away, or you don't, like, you know, meet that one whale for the night, like, you don't have a regular to call in. Yeah. You don't have anyone to ask and say, can you cash at me, you know, like extra tips? Like, can you come in and see me? Right. None of that. So it's harder. And then girls are territorial when you go to the club.
Right. This is what I hear. I did a whole episode on like stripper politics.
Yeah.
And,
like if some bitches were coming from, you know, another club into here to dance just for a weekend and take over my money. Right. No. Right.
It's funny. You know? Comedy's almost the same way. It's like we all feel like it's like competitive, but like what we end up learning is like, whatever my flavor is, people want to hear that. Whatever your flavor is, they want that. Like if I'm out here buying dances, I want everybody. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it goes.
No, for sure. I think of it like that too. And I can do a lot better too. And I know people that I can be like, oh, you need a girl? Oh, I got one for you. And like we're all different personalities and stuff. Right. You know,
or you co-op one, just like why don't you double? Yeah, all of that.
It would be fucking great to be able to do that, but it's not very easy to do that when you're going into a big club somewhere else.
And the design of the club, from what I've heard, is that like they want to keep like the performers kind of like squabbling so that they don't have to like deal with whatever other things, like whatever requests or whatever things could be like wrong with the club that could be like improved. They don't want to have to deal with being like questioned. So then as long as all the girls are fighting, they don't ever go upstairs and be like, hey, like why don't you just like, can you like fix this thing? And then that would make us not fight as much. You know what I mean?
I've never heard that, but that sounds like, it makes sense. It sounds like some corrupt shit.
Right. Well, it's everything.
That's keeping everybody in competition.
Well, that's everything.
Sounds like,
well, that's our society. That's
that sounds like society, honestly. Yeah. I was going to say that. It's like we're all just pinned up against each other, and who's really in control here? As long as you're arguing with your father at Thanksgiving dinner, we're not making changes. For sure. Right? For sure.
So, okay, so back to coming out, becoming a stripper. So... And I have heard this quite a bit, where it's like, so the transition from I gotta get my money, and then to OnlyFans from stripping,
so
became crazier. During that period of time.
Yep, and it was like super like necessary. Yeah. So I was feeling pressure to like make $1 billion a month real quick. Yeah. You know, and that's what you hear. And you watch YouTube videos, you're like, oh, I could do this, you know. Right. So then I did that.
Did you start with your content like you were like, I'm a stripper, I'm gonna do stripper content?
No. Because I couldn't strip anymore. I wasn't in a club doing stripper content. Okay. So, I mean, that would have been smart to do it in my house. Maybe. But what I did instead was go on Tinder. Yeah. Yes. And find guys to give blowjobs to. Okay. Or like when I was in Texas, you know, like I would meet like a hot guy like on a lake on a boat, you know, and be like, wow, like I would fuck you. Yeah. Would you let me film it? You know, and it would be all POV because they wouldn't want their face to be in it.
Where are all these people? Like I'll be on Tinder. I'll find somebody who's a content creator. I'll be like, hey, you know, whatever. We've matched. And then I'm like, content swap. What do you? And it's like, where are you?
That's weird. You know, I actually have done that a couple times since being in mainstream porn. Yeah. Like I was in Vegas and I used a condo while I'm there, and like I met this guy and we like, you know, did the thing in the elevator where we like look at each other, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go to the hot tub later if you like want to join me. Like I'll pop in around 11, you know, and he like. We go
that's
through.
That's your move?
That's just what was that's just what it was, because we had hot tubs, like you know, so I was just, you know, I like to go to the hot tub before or after I go to the gym, or like after a scene. Right. Feels real good. Yeah. So like, you know, he came down and I was like, I would suck your dick if you let me film it. And like he had no idea who I was or anything like that. Come to find out, he had been on like doing like a couples Pornhub thing for a little bit, like with a, you know, swinger girlfriend or whatever. So he knew the vibes, and I was just like, okay. And I did it, and I titled it "The Man on the 37th Floor." It's great, you know. And he moved out like that weekend. It was he was moving out anyway. It's great. Yeah, so I did that. Perfect. And that's how I started the OnlyFans content. So it was like the safest thing for me, you know. And I just, you know, was as safe as I could, and I was like, doing that and a lot of solo content, a lot of squirting content, and just like trying to, you know, do some girl stuff with my homegirls that we all had gay in the club anyway, like make out together and stuff, so why not? And then one of my best friends was like, you should really do mainstream porn. Yeah, it's so funny. It feels like a lot of people are just like you just need like one recommendation, and they're like, and I can it opened up my fucking mind. I can call the guy. Yeah. Yeah, it was fucking like Doctor Strange, like opened up a portal hole, and I was like, never thought of that, you know? And so, yeah, so I fucking like went on Google, which is why this is like pisses me off when people ask me like how to get into the industry.
Right.
I'm going to tell you right now.
It's people that
tell you right now.
People don't want to try that hard.
I'm going to tell you right now to go on Google.
Yeah.
And you Google agents just like you would Google universities.
Yeah.
Like you look for colleges, you look for agents. And you apply, you follow their directions, you submit your fucking essay, your pictures, your measurements, a video, whatever.
Is there an essay?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding because it's like, you know, school.
I get it.
But like, I'm just kidding. And like, you submit per their directions because they're all different. And then they call you back or they don't, you know, and then you go pick which one's the right fit for you. Like, it's not hard.
It's great.
So that's what I did. And then they were just like, you know, my best friend was like, you'd be so good. Like, you're so hot. And you've been a dancer and like you know how to talk to people and you'd be good in camera and you have all these things. And I was like, I literally never thought that. Sure. And here I am.
Yeah. Signing.
Just being me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what's really nice, I think, now. Again, I like to draw the transition from like what it was before. It's like I think like when I started doing this podcast, it was more about like anonymity and like being a fantasy, and now it's more about like just reaching in and like trying to be as authentic as possible, and like because I think that's what like the fan base wants. It's like we don't want to feel like somebody's putting on a show, or we don't want to feel kind of like the gay for pay thing. We don't want to feel like anybody's like being not authentic.
For
like,
sure.
We want to beat off to the real you.
Yeah, there's a fine line with that.
Sure.
Because you can there's a very fine line.
100%.
But I think that ever since I started, I did want to be one of those people that felt like, you know, I knew who I was and it's not an act. Right. And I think it might just be a little bit easy for me because I've been Brenna McKenna for like 10 years. Like Brenna's been my stripper name. Right. Like I've been Brenna. Yeah. You know, like I've been Brenna McKenna. Like that's like been my thing. Yeah. So letting people in though, it's authentic. I think they appreciate it. You know, they say that they can see your personality, or they see you with no makeup on, or they see you smile and you don't act perfect and you're silly, you know, and they like that. Yeah. You know, so yeah, like
because the GFE, the girlfriend experience, became that middle ground between these transition points of like mainstream porn with lights, and then like, oh, like I want this to seem like I could do this with this person. Yeah. So that's like important for the user.
But it takes like one little thing for you to like be too open about something and realize you overshared, or like people don't like that, or it was too much information or something.
When have you overshared and what was it? Now that it's out there.
Right. Now just just on personal things. Like I've come to realize that even though like, you know, they love you, they don't like really care about your personal drama. Right. Like your personal like family business and drama. Right. Like maybe every now and then someone will want you to vent, but like for the most part, like OnlyFans is not like a diary or a journal. That's smart. You know, like you don't want to do like the night. You don't want to overshare.
That's
like,
really smart
for me anyway. Well, like I just maybe don't want to have that vibe.
I think you're right.
You know,
I think you're right. So
and then I definitely wouldn't talk about like I wouldn't debate with I wouldn't treat these people like I'm having a one-on-one fucking debate and have to prove my tell them like all of my explanations of things. Like there are some things I feel like
smart. Yeah,
just don't have to be tangled.
You're gonna go far knowing all that stuff right now, because even you saying that stuff just makes me think of controversies that I've like witnessed from the outside.
That like don't
people
even
get
matter.
on Twitter and now they're like arguing in a thing, or like they'll take a stance on something that happened in the last 5 years and then now they're gone.
Like what? Because everything changes like year by year. Yeah. You know, like if everyone just let every disagreement or difference tear them apart, no one would be friends. Right. And then the election cycle would pass. Yeah. There'd be a whole new different like people like, around. Yeah. And now you're not friends.
And now you still got beef for no reason.
And you just like ruin things, like so I just like hate talking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I feel that.
And I keep out of drama with like performers. Like I don't even get in drama with anyone on the internet. Yeah. Where people are seeing likes and replies and you're exposing like I just feel like there's no place for that stuff for me. And in my real life too. Right. Like in my real life. I don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks of their beliefs. I don't even ask. I do not care. Yeah. And like if there's some stuff, I just will rather block and delete a person's number,
Sometimes it's like, what's that got to do with dinner, Dad? Like, what are we talking about? Right.
Peace of mind, like on all fronts of life, to be honest.
Yeah. I feel that. What was I going to ask you?
That's very, that was very pie in the sky.
Yeah.
That was very like a general
thing
for life.
Yeah.
But
I think
for porn too, though.
I think no, but like even like the insight on the thing, because there's been people in this industry who have like gotten in accidents, needed operations, and then them using their platform to be like, hey, like I need a new spine, like turned their fans off. And then I've had my run-ins. But it's like, but that's not what the platform's for.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what
like
I mean?
like
this is not a GoFundMe. It's like, okay, cool. Like
how you start is like important.
Yeah.
Like if you're starting off as like something, they're gonna attach to you and they're gonna have that idea of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
it is the thing.
That may not be your responsibility, but you can't expect anyone else to like adhere to your changes.
Yeah.
Like you might get a different crowd, but it won't be the same ones that you have. Per se, like maybe
that's a good okay, so that thing's a good question. Do you the more content you make, the more you interact with your fans, do you start to feel like they're like creating a smaller and smaller sliver of what your like identity is?
I think if you let them, maybe.
Yeah.
I think maybe if you like listen and like take, like, what's the saying, like not take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Because like,
what do you mean? Like a lot of people are like requesting things
in life. Yeah, like if you have people request just one thing and then you just give them what they want and you don't do things that you like you will not have time for the things that you want to put out anymore if you're just worried about like the money and giving everyone what they want.
Right. And you're not enjoying it.
Also, there's that balance of okay, I will do it for the money, but I'm not doing porn to take orders.
Right.
I'm doing it because I love it and I wanted to put out stuff that I'm doing. Like I didn't start porn to be told what to do with my body.
Right.
It's quite the opposite.
Right. Which is funny because I think that's still like the old idea.
Yeah.
Is that there's this like this thing that's like controlling people.
Like I'm not a puppet. I'm coming here to volunteer my fucking like sexual energy because this is what I want to do and I love sharing it.
Right.
And I love people that love it, and I'm a freak like that. I'm a gooner, like I'm a fucking perv, So, yeah, so it's like listening to critics and listening to like good feedback and like not taking either too serious.
Yeah.
And then sooner or later you will hone in on either your vision or people who like you. I have people who will buy literally anything I put out no matter what it is because they like me and they want to put money in my pocket.
Yeah.
Because I spend hella time lately putting it out there and, making trailers myself and like, just caring more.
So you were talking about the editing. So are you self-edit all that stuff?
I do. Sometimes I pay someone, like if it's just like way too many clips and like it was a bad film take or something. But I've been trying to do it myself more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
At least the trailers.
Yeah.
But if I can film it right and it's like in 3 clips of like positions or whatever, I can put it together.
Wait, what's the trick? Yeah. So if you're self-filming, all right, how many cameras? What are you using? How are you doing? It's
hard, like, because if it's like I'm fucking you, right, for OnlyFans, for example, and we're in a hotel room, the angles are different in every room.
Right.
The lighting is different in every room. So it takes a long time.
Right.
So you might like have an angle and then you did 2 minutes of it and you're like, wow, there's a shadow on my face.
Right.
And you look back
it's
and
useless.
then you got to change it and stack up like a chair and a
right.
tissue box and like film it different.
Yeah.
So sometimes
that's my favorite when like behind the scenes and it's just like, it's like all this stuff is stacked up and you're like, okay, no, just don't rotate your weight on this side.
Like all the solos I filmed, the dildo is like stuck onto like one of those like plastic like boxes that you get from a hunting store that holds like like the plastic containers.
Like a crate?
Yeah, like they're like it's like
is that right?
You can't see.
Yeah.
Like it's like all these rigs and shit that people use. Like I filmed for one person and his like camera is like a swinging thing like on a swivel.
Is that right?
That he made like with wood and like
he made a crane cam.
Yeah, and it's like he's like a really like
that's
good, like, producer out of Vegas.
That's a fantastic.
It's like
I don't know if I've seen crane cam shots. Yeah.
Yeah. But like it's really.
What if you ever seen the Matrix one where they do that? Like it's a full 360 like blowjob. That'd be fantastic.
No, I love the Matrix. So.
Yeah. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, but so it's hard. So to self shoot, I do like something and I'll record it for like a minute or two to see before I waste my whole fucking position.
Right, smart.
And then, fuck it up and not want to do doggy for 10 minutes again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. And then so if you keep it in like less and less, but I'll learn to edit like the zoom in, like the crazy like motions and like split screen views.
Okay.
I'll learn.
Yeah.
But like, I'm getting into it a little bit. When I get good feedback on OnlyFans that people are at least watching it or like I like it and it looks good, then it makes me want to invest more time in it. You know, like
there's also like
really
whatever
good.
you create, and I'm going to say this like to your benefit, whatever you create, even if you're doing something different and it's not like what the norm was, if I like you and I like your content and I'm into you, whatever you're doing now, that becomes a new thing.
Yeah.
So like the handheld, like kind of down gritty thing, that kind of like ate up the whole generation like 10 years behind me. So like, because they were in high school getting like naked pictures and videos from their girlfriends. So like that thing where they could just like have this POV thing, which I wasn't interested in. I didn't like get it. Like that's more real to them.
Yeah.
Like I was used to, I'm almost 40. Like I was used to seeing like mainstream, like good lighting, everybody's tan.
The sets and
and then
the lights blur everything, make it look all perfect.
And then I had like transitioning down to like the stuff that felt amateur.
Yes.
Then had a different like sexy piece, or like I had a relationship that was long distance, and we would just Snapchat. All day long, like sex Snapchat, and then all of a sudden Chatterbait is like my favorite thing. It's just like this girl's like masturbating to me. Like, so it changes your whole thing. So if you do something new or innovative, I think we'll be into it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll translate to people for sure. And then it's like sex. It kind of does sell itself if you just like do it right. You put yourself out there.
The only worst part is if you have like a thing. Like, I love seeing penetration. I love seeing pussy.
Yeah.
Like if there's a thing where something's cut out or like the butthole's just clipped off, like that's the only thing where I'm like that where like the production is like, I'm like, come on, like where's the I need
it
the
ruins
angle.
it for you.
Yeah, I need the angle.
Need the whole
I need
thing.
to see the thing that I need to see.
Yeah,
right
you
now.
need to see the whole. Yeah, no, for me too. Like if I'm watching porn, right, and I don't see the nutsack like slapping against like the girl, I'm like, I need to see the balls.
I need to see it.
I'm like, I need to see her titties bouncing. Like sometimes I know I understand completely.
This angle, like this.
Yes.
And everything's going that way. Yeah.
I love doing that porn. When I'm doing mainstream, I love doing gonzo. That is like my favorite shit, where you just get it all in, you know, and it's not like framed, and it's not like, you know, like lines, and like I'm just like get it all, like oil it up, like make it good.
Yeah. Well, because when you're having sex, as like, well, I'm speaking from the male perspective, it's like I'm in the thing, so like I can like I like if I want to see ass right now, I just flip her over. If I want to see, I flip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that's the same way I'm kind of like with porn. I'm like I need to see titties right now. Like,
so
where's
you
the
into
camming
and stuff? Like, do you watch? Does that turn you on more, or do you watch cam girls
camming
like that?
watch? So I don't know. I'm at like a weird transition.
I used to cam too in college. I loved it.
I'm at a weird transition. So I think now, I'm still kind of mainstream-ish.
Okay.
But then I'm also like, it's become a thing where knowing who the people are and that kind of thing has become a part of it.
Because how we're so personal, it all comes full circle, right? Like the more that we can be ourselves, the more you enjoy
authenticity
the
for
shit
sure.
that comes around. Like,
because also like when I first started, like I would interview somebody that I just like had seen on the thing, and so I don't know what the personality is, and sometimes they're like harder interviews.
I understand.
Maybe it's kind of a dud interview. But then also I have this weird relationship now where it's like if I interview somebody, like that's a wrap for me, like jerking off to them.
Right.
Like that's like all of the like like new girl, like I'd never seen her before due to the industry, and I'm like all juiced up about the idea that like it's like a new person. That's like that goes away. I do the interview. It's like now I feel like I met somebody. We have a relationship. We're friends. I can't jerk off to my friends. That seems weird to me.
I understand. I wish that was weird to some of my. I've had some male friends that I've had to stop talking to.
Well, I asked that question a lot too. Cause
like you got way too close to my OnlyFans, bruv. Like you've given me too much money that I would not have normally taken from you. So
well, so it's
relationship's different.
Because it's the same kind of thing. It's like stripping. Like if you had a regular, like the longer you have them, right, the less likely you want to have an actual personal relationship with them. And this might be fucking up your money, actually. So I'll leave that.
Yeah, I don't know. That might. It depends on the person. I think sometimes you have a regular, they give you less and less money over time because they get used to you.
Oh, interesting.
They take you for granted. They find a new bitch.
Interesting. So how do you play that? You just gotta. Do you have to give it more distance?
Nah, you just person to person.
You just find the next person,
however the person is.
I see.
However the person is.
Interesting.
You know.
You seem like you're good at people.
Haven't you balanced multiple bitches before?
Yes,
Tell me you haven't had two or three bitches.
You know what I figured out recently? I had to like explain something to somebody about their life. Actually, was that like. What happens with men is whoever like they're dating multiple people. Whoever's creating the most trouble is who you end up accidentally spending more time on. So they're like, they might be the most toxic
Girls
one.
do that.
But because you got to give all the energy and vibes here, it like
you
it
think
like
they act
atrophies
jealous
all this.
and they want like the fucking validation.
Yeah.
And because they want like
it's also
girls, they want to take your time.
It's also
like,
kind of sexy. Like having somebody be like obsessed over you, which has never gone good for me, is so fucking hot.
It is hot.
It's so hot.
It's hot. It's toxic and it's hot.
It's
I mean, it could not be toxic. Maybe she can learn to not be toxic.
I don't know. No, because what goes with that usually is it's like a lot of jealousy.
Then she gets watered down.
Well,
oh, you're not toxic. You're not a freak no more.
maybe. So I've definitely like sent away a good relationship because I was like, she didn't like check on me last night. Like I could have been getting. I'm not getting into shit, but I could have been getting into shit.
Yeah.
Can't even check on me. She don't even care.
Or what about
it's
like
oh, no,
when
she trusts me.
What
it's like that's
what's wrong with this girl?
Right. No, but it's more like that doesn't feel like love to me. Like I only understand love through obsession is how I figured out how to phrase it. Right?
That's
a
you problem. But
No, I'm in therapy.
Okay.
It's getting, and the more I'm in therapy, the worse it gets. That's what's fucked. Have you been in therapy before?
You're fetishizing it. You're like, nah, this is great. I fucking love
Here's
this
what I'm
sex.
fetishizing now is that I only date women who can't apologize. But then, like my girlfriend now, she figured out that if she apologizes during sex, that's like my favorite shit.
Yes.
But it's not real. She doesn't mean it, right?
No.
She's not, but it's also like you can't just. The problem that I've had is like that.
Or maybe she only really can mean it and be vulnerable.
Look, if you go to
sex.
my house and you throw out things in my house because you think they have something to do with some other girl, like yes, you have to be like you have to have the best head game ever. But also that shouldn't be the
facts. I've done it. Truth.
That shouldn't be the reason why it's okay. And that's where I'm at. Is that like as long as we're doing like crazy like next level, keep like progressing sexual shit.
I'm crying right now.
It's like that she can do worse and worse shit to me.
And you can't even check her. You can't even check her ass and be like, bitch, I won't accept this fucking behavior.
No, because then she fucking flips that. She flips that shit, and then I'm addicted to that. Yeah. My little butt cum slut. Yeah.
You are a lucky man, to be honest.
Okay.
As long as you can handle the stress.
No, because it's the kind of shit where like this is the kind of person who's gonna cut me. Like this is the kind of person that's gonna stab me one day. You know what I mean?
But it's you're enjoying it. You look happy.
So I like that. So as a comedian, I'm always like I'm in a toxic relationship. My girlfriend thinks I'm at Whole Foods right now, and that's like the realest line in my shit. It's like.
So do you think that do they really love comedians? Like, do bitches get wet for comedians?
I've never.
Do you get a lot of puss for it?
They call it a chuckle fucker, and I've never fucked a chuckle fucker because. So I've never fucked a chuckle fucker, but I fucked people because I'm a comedian. Does that make sense?
Like because you're not known.
Yeah, so like
you can say that you're like.
I went to one town. There's one town in this country, and I won't shout it out anymore. But there's one town in this country where I like went to. I like fucked the whole town. I would go every like 8 months, and for some reason, it was like it's small enough of a town, and it's big enough of a club where my face is on the poster for 2 months. All of a sudden, and then I get on Tinder, and they're like, "Oh, I saw your face in the thing," and I get to fuck the whole town. That one time. That's one thing. And it's the same thing. It's like lit. there's an obsession like aspect to it.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Yes. Me too.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But I generally won't try to fuck the person in the audience after the show.
I got you.
It's like a little bit. It's like cheating.
I got you.
And they're
it's just
not.
The guys that make you laugh are so hot. You know.
Sure.
Like it is really nice.
Sure.
Then you get wine drunk and then you want to fuck after.
Well, and then comedians
a funny
use
ass
it.
Dinner.
Yeah, comedians use it as a thing. They'll be like, go to coffee,
like,
go to
I
a show.
I can imagine fucking you after a good show.
Yeah.
If you really fucking made me laugh.
If the dates are going weird and I want to like pump it up and I have a good show going, I'm like, invite them to the show, treat them great in the back, special treatment, whatever. Do the show. It's a closer.
In the green room.
It's a closer. Yeah. It's a closer for sure. Yeah, 100%. I want to ask you this before we go because you got places to be.
Yes, I do.
You do.
Also,
you gotta go get your.
Fun.
Yeah, you gotta go get your. You gotta go sign your shit.
Do my thing.
I like the idea that you already kind of knew the monetization part of it. Like that's like because of the stripping, you already knew like that when the OnlyFans comes out and when the porn comes out, that like you have to figure out how to like monetize this thing, and that's like the hardest part for a lot of people. Is figuring that thing out.
I'm not like a genius marketer,
but you understand that it's like no. Okay, sorry. So this is the point when I thought about it. You were like, I'm gonna go to college. I can pay for college through stripping.
Yeah.
I can use my body for that purpose.
Yes.
Here's the thing that I find that is still lacking in the conversation. I think a lot of people think that like that thought process, it comes from like a weird place, or from like a what's the word? Like you're not. How do I ask you to say?
Daddy issues. I'm just kidding.
No, I want you to say that, like, because it's your decision, that it's like a positive thing, and that like that's what feminism is, and it's not, because there's a whole other stroke where it's like feminism, but like against sex work, right?
Oh, right. Okay, so I just had come across a Twitter thread on that, and I did make a Twitter thread on this specific one, because like I said, I don't really get into like, you know, too much hefty business.
Yeah, but like, how do you? I want you to explain why is it not coercion?
Yes,
and that you are completely consenting, and you're only doing things that you want to do, and that monetizing it is a positive thing and not a negative thing.
Like, I have to explain this
muddy
to the feminists that are anti-sex work.
It's muddy. It's muddy water. And then all the old dudes who like think that sex trafficking and porn are like hand in hand.
No, I got it.
And you don't maybe have to control the whole conversation.
Right. I'm like, this could be a separate fucking thing.
It's so hard.
But for myself, like, I mean, coercion. Hold up. So coercion, nah. Like, I just always have wanted to. Like, I just have the confidence in myself. When I was little, I just wanted to, like, be a Victoria's Secret model, but obviously I don't look like one. You know, so, like, back then there was stereotypes, and I just didn't think. But I've always wanted to do something like this, you know. And then being
you didn't think you had the body type.
Yeah, like, I just, like, loved my body and myself. And even though, like, like, I can be, like, a little, like, I have low self-esteem sometimes, like every girl, you know, but I've been confident overall. It's just been me. And it's given me control that I know that I can do it any way I want and make money from it.
Yes.
I don't have to take orders. I'm an independent contractor.
Yes, you're your own boss.
I don't have to give my money to anyone. I take money.
Yeah. Well, and even so,
you know, there's
people always send me movies, things that come out in the industry. So like, and the most recent movie came out. I can't think of what it's called. The whole movie is the same idea, where it's like this girl joins the industry, and then her first 6 shoots, she has to like do things she doesn't want to do, and I don't. Maybe that's happening, but the people that I interview have not been in that situation.
I'm gonna say that I hope is taken like to empower women, but like. And I know that some girls get in the industry and they trust the wrong person and people take advantage. And it is it can be an industry where one mistake is dangerous, or it ruins your reputation, or it leads you down a path where you just meet people who are not giving you good advice or whatever. But the internet can be resourceful. I would ask people to like do research, look into who you're talking to, ask for references for people that they have worked with, you know, so that you don't make those mistakes. But for girls, like, we can make our own choices and we can say no. We don't have to do anything for money. I think that's when you are putting yourself in a situation where you're pimping yourself out if you don't want to say no on a set because you want the paycheck after, or because you don't want to upset someone.
Yeah.
You know, again, like, you're on set with a person one-on-one. I understand if you feel like you can't say no.
Right.
I would never be on a set with a person, just a one-on-one man, unless I trusted them or had references from them.
Right.
That is just common sense to me.
Well, this brings up a thing.
But I understand that not everyone has that common sense or maybe guidance that I've had over time.
But I think they do. I think mostly they do. And
I think that people don't look or try hard enough, and they jump into things. They do it emotionally. They're very desperate. They need money, but nothing can be more important than like your like your certainty, your safety.
But you're talking. But so now you're kind of feeding into what the thought process is. And so to speak to the positive side, which is you don't put yourself in those situations.
No.
And you would say no if you're in that. Just like if you're at another job.
I have said no on set.
Right, and you're a bartender, and they're like, "Well, you got to go clean the toilets." You go, "I'm not cleaning the toilets. I'm a bartender, baby."
No, that's not my job.
I signed up to do A, B, C, and D.
I have told people like, and I hope that So like, I've told people like, I'm not gonna fluff you every position.
Right.
That's not my job.
Right.
There's no fluffers anymore.
Right.
Okay. Like, it's my job to be the girl and do the things and open my holes, clean out.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure I didn't eat.
Right.
Make sure I don't puke on your dick. Okay.
Right.
It's your job to stay hard while you fuck me and come at the end.
Yeah. Everybody.
And I know it's a hard job.
Right. Right.
And at the end, you don't have to come on command. Like, we'll wait, for you to jerk off for like 20, 30 if you need to.
Yeah.
But like, like all this off camera, like you draw boundaries.
Yeah.
And women should like really like, and so like, I guess like for feminists, I don't know, like to tie it back, like we have we have our boundaries too. Like we're not like moralists. Like we just value different things.
Yeah.
And what I think of people who like say like people are too good for sex work, girls are too good for sex work,
right.
or we shouldn't do sex work. It's not empowering. I don't think it's empowering for me to be applying and working at Starbucks.
Okay.
I have a Starbucks around the corner from my place in South Philly.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
Right.
And homeless people walk in and they want to use the bathroom and they shit on the floor.
Right.
And they throw up on the tables and they steal things.
Yep.
And I tip my baristas, all the ones that I make in the strip club, to make up for them. Yeah. And they have to kick these people out and call security.
Yeah.
It's like.
So why is it empowering to.
So it's empowering to do whatever the fuck you want. And when it's empowering to make you happy and not give a fuck about what anyone else thinks. That's empowering. Like, even if I came out and my family didn't like it, like, I wouldn't hide. That's just not who I am. I've done things, even my older sister has been like, I don't think you should be doing that. I'm like, well, I want to be you. Right. I love you and I love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people just don't give a fuck. But I guess if you're into it for the validation or the wrong reasons, I don't know. Like, you're trying to gain acceptance, or maybe you think you're getting an underhand by like, I don't know, like doing anything I can't think of, because that's not me. Like, that's like the wrong intention.
Yeah. I like when you go off on your things. Like the first one was when you started like explaining stripper shit to us, and you're using like jargon and lingo, dude, and I'm like trying to keep up.
This whole convention, everyone's been like, "Are you from here?" And I'm like, "What the fuck you mean? Like, hell yeah, I'm fucking from here." Like, and they're like, "Oh, that's why you're like aggressive." I'm like, "I don't show it, but like I'm aggressive as fuck."
Well, but your whole culture is like, I can feel your hip hop side culture.
Kinda,
I can feel that. Like,
kinda,
it's like, because it's all like the starting point for that is, and like being from a city, it's like the starting point is like bravado and like nobody fucks with me, and like
that's how
I'm
Jersey
about my
is.
business.
Like
yeah, well, New York, Jersey, Philly, Boston.
Yes,
like the whole thing. Yeah.
Yes, like even like because I like on the West Coast is where all my work is.
Right. We're just listening, and we're listening. We're kids. Fuck bitches, get money.
My PR manager Ari, he's out there, everything. Yeah. So like when I talk to him and we just started working together and like we go back and forth, he's like, "Wow, you bust my balls."
Yeah.
But it's like the East Coast thing, and he gets it because he's like been in New York too.
Well, it's two parts.
He knows. But like when I'm talking to these West Coast people and they think I'm aggressive, I'm like, I think that you're fucking flaky and lazy.
And they are.
I'm like, I think that you really don't value my time like I'm valuing yours.
So when I do LA and Vegas, I stack double the amount of interviews because I know people are gonna bail. Yeah. And then I'm just sitting there.
Yeah, and the communication's bad. Like, I over-explain. I be going into it. People don't be giving fucks. Yeah. And I think it is like a coast-to-coast.
Well, and that's what I appreciate. When I asked you, you were like this time to this time. And then I was like, is this LA, like, just show up at any time and we'll do it? Or is it literally come at, like 31 and get out of here at 1? Right. And I was like, and I respect the shit out of that. You're like, no, 30 to 50, that's what we're doing. That's it.
Thank you.
And I appreciate it. Because it's like, because it's like, oh, yeah, no, I'm still like, no, like it's like fast-paced New York, Philly, New Jersey. What's happening? When do I have to be there?
I don't know. Sense of control, mate. I don't know. Something about it. Yeah. I appreciate you being patient with me too.
No, and I fucked up. Thank you for not canceling.
I know I'd be coming off like that.
I fucked up huge, and thank you for not canceling.
But yeah,
I thought it was so cool. I had the thing all set up. I'm friends with the guy at the door.
I know. I was like, imagine he was home and just running late and lied the whole time. No, I know, but I was like, imagine.
People do that.
But there's no way that you were going to be set up in a room and literally say, come down. Oh, no, wait, I'm switching locations. Yeah, come in this room. You know? Yeah. So that was really funny.
Fucked up huge.
But yeah, fuck what people think, man. Fuck what people think.
Yeah.
Fuck what they
think. Are you
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, though.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be disrespectful and say that they're like, they can think whatever they want.
Yeah. I had a situation finally. It's never happened to me before, where because I've been doing comedy, doing my own thing, I'm my own boss. And generally I've like rubbed people the wrong way a lot, like in like circumstances, because I want shit to be right.
Yeah.
But I had a situation where it wasn't comedy based, and I'm like helping somebody put together a podcast studio, and I like got called in for like the third meeting after we agreed on a price, and it feels like he's trying to like renegotiate price, and I already gave him like the sweetheart deal.
Right.
And then he calls somebody, and the person on the phone's like, "Yo, you don't need Dan, you don't need nobody, blah blah blah." And I'm like going through my head, I'm like, "Is this like I'm gonna have to?" It's like an old school Brooklyn. I'm like, "Is this like I'm gonna have to fight somebody? Is this like I'm gonna have to stand up for myself? Is this like what am I supposed to do?" And so I got all Brooklyn because I felt like that's what he wanted. And I was like, "Yo, I didn't come here to get disrespected." And like, you got this guy on the phone. I don't know him. You don't know me. He don't know. And I just like, and I went deep Brooklyn on him, and it worked.
Yeah.
I feel like if I did that somewhere else, they'd be like, this guy is out of pocket.
All you gotta do is do is just fucking do whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask you this, and then we got to go.
Okay. Yeah, how long has it been?
The thing is, almost an hour. The thing is
great.
that we're supposed to do as a comedian is like we work up to having an album or having like an hour and like go on the road. What is it for you? Do you want to put out like because what happened was you said a thing that sounds like an album title. It's like do you want to come out with do you come out with like an hour of you that's just your DVD that's like you and like a slogan like Brenna McKenna, fuck bitches get money or whatever. I can't remember what you said.
Honestly, everyone will make fun of me for this, but my friends know I do want to come out with a mixtape.
Okay.
No, I really do, but that's not porn related. I really do though.
What do you sing or do you rap?
No, I don't do either.
You know any?
I would do some features. Like I would get my friends because I have a lot of like in Philly, but I would love to do like features on some songs.
That'd be cool.
I do like to write poems.
I'm the same way.
That rhyme in
I'm the
rap
same way.
formation.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
No, but like as far as porn, I won't come out with like a DVD or anything like that for myself. Maybe.
You do or don't?
Maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe
well,
not.
So what's the goal? What like you've
right
changed lanes so many times.
Yeah. So I love porn. I'm all about the longevity of it because it seems like you can really grow in porn.
Yeah.
And like, we were talking before, I think we were even rolling. Like you can go from like teen to MILF.
Yeah. And I want to reinforce that.
In porn.
I think if I'm your fan at 20,
I can do that the entire time and grow up in porn because I'm a baby. Like I am new,
Well, as a comedian, what we were supposed to get was like when I was 22, I was supposed to get on MTV and get the 22 people so that like I had them forever. So then they're MTV and then they're fucking now they're CNN
and now they watch you on Joe Rogan, whatever the fuck.
Right. And so I think that's a thing in porn that can go.
Yeah.
I'm with you now. I'll be with you as long as you're hot and putting out content. I'll be with you the whole time.
Yeah, I hope
I'm getting older. You're getting older. It's the same.
Yeah, and I will change as a person like we all do. Like one day I will be a MILF and get some fucking milky jug titties. Okay.
Right. Are you gonna make body mods? Do you think?
Yeah.
Are you?
Dude.
This seems like the thing. So like I want to speak to
not anytime soon.
I want to speak to this a little bit.
Yeah, we can do that.
And it's not my choice, and it's not and my thing has no value. But whoever I'm into whatever they got.
Uh-huh.
And when they change it, sometimes they become a different. I don't know.
Yeah, they become a different person.
And so I don't know how to like speak to it without it sounding like I'm telling women what to do with their bodies. But
you don't have to worry about that.
I think you'd be happy with who you are, and like the fans that you have are there for you, for the real you, authentic you.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And and maybe I won't because let's be real.
Everybody do what they want to do.
I've been a stripper for a while. I've had plastic surgeons come to me and be like, "Oh my God, like I would do your titties, like I would do your whatever."
This seems to be a thing.
And I have been okay with not getting my titties done. Like I've been quite all right, and I've never wanted to get a boob job yet.
Yeah.
I just think that when it's time to be a MILF, if I'm in the industry that long, that I might want to finally, for the second half of my life, maybe enjoy some titties.
Yeah, okay.
Like I know what it's like for this long to not have titties.
Yeah.
So maybe I would like to know, like if you could make your dick bigger, you wouldn't make your dick bigger?
I don't know.
And if you had a brand new girlfriend who never knew that your dick, like she'd appreciate it. And if fans want to leave for that, I'm sure I will gain fans for my fucking MILF titties in 30 years.
That's fair.
Or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
maybe I won't because I've heard there are some hot MILFs that don't have big titties at all. And if I can age like that, then by all means.
And but I think the change in the industry where it's not all about plastics and all the things is the thing that the audience is responding to.
Well, I wouldn't be doing it like for a trend or anything.
No, I understand. I'm trying to figure out how to say it without sounding stupid.
No, just say it how you want, I guess.
But I think no, I don't know. I think no, but throughout the whole thing and your response to it is more like she knows what she wants to do. She makes decisions, and those are the right decisions. So that's actually the heart of the whole thing. Whatever decision that you have and want, that actually is the right answer.
Yeah,
my shit doesn't matter.
I already know you can't even make everybody happy.
Right.
It does scare me that if I got them and they weren't perfect,
I
would be fucking up perfection.
I see.
Because
I agree.
So I do see both sides. Like but like I'm totally not opposed.
Yeah.
Like I would hope that people are not like, I'm gonna completely not watch you if you get titties. I'd be like, okay, bye. You know,
Right.
if I had them.
Yeah.
But if not, on the opposite way, if I had people
I
say,
just
if you
think-
don't ever get a boob job, like, and you don't have titties, you won't be a MILF. I'd say, okay, then bye. Like,
Yeah.
go watch me be a MILF
I just
with
think
my small MILF titties.
here's what I think
know?
part of it is. I think part of it is fear of aging for all people, and I think that this is what I want. This is the last thing I'll say about
Okay.
it, is that I think the aging part is sexy and like. So like I think a lot of people, when they're trying to change things, they're trying to arrest aging.
Yes.
And I think the aging part is the hot part. Like there's something nice about somebody who's been like somebody my age who's been like around and like
dude, MILFs make fucking
yeah,
money.
had
It's
kids
for
and
a
like
reason.
had a husband and like has like multiple exes. There's something like hot about that. You know what I mean?
They can fucking show you
Yeah.
things. They have
Yeah.
flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been torn up and ripped apart, and that's
Put
kind of
back
hot.
together, hell yeah.
That's hot, yeah.
I mean, I hope that there's a fucking somebody for everybody and everybody for
Right,
somebody, because
right.
that's what it's all about for
Yeah.
me.
All right, let's pump your stuff. So I can't put any more in the comments, OnlyFans and all that stuff, because we get blocked on everything. So just say it for now, camera. How do we follow you? How do we pay for your porn? How do you want us to monetize you?
Right. So actually, they are all the same username. I have not been deleted on anything yet. So that's great. All of them. I'll spell it at BRENNVMCKENNV. In college, I switched my A's for V's.
Okay.
Yes, like my old username when it was my real name.
Oh, that's funny.
The A's were still V's.
I like it.
Yes. So that's what it is, Brenna McKenna, but the A's are V's.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you for being my guest.
everything.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. This was very fun and enlightening. I like this one. It's
Thank
very
you.
cool combo.
Where else, if I'm a fan and I fucked up, I didn't see you at Exotica this weekend, are you going to be anywhere else signing in the future that you know about?
Oh, okay, true. So I will most likely be at the Exotica in DC in the beginning of December.
Great.
I'm going to be there at least, maybe with a booth. But the next big event is that I'm doing my second feature performance at Sapphire Times Square.
No shit. When's
on
that?
December 1st.
December 1st.
Yes,
Woo,
which
pump
is a
that.
Thursday, because it's my first time in there, in the Times Square location. So that's me really
If
exciting.
you need a Wrangler,
What?
sell your DVDs and merch. If you need a Wrangler, I'm offering my services. Sell your DVDs and stuff while you're on stage, and like try to
Yes.
sell your dances.
You want to be my roadie?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yes, I'll have all of that stuff, and I do have a couple DVDs coming out this year already. I think by the time that it's the new year, I will have at least one, maybe two, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm on DVDs
It's huge.
now.
It's huge.
My first DVD came out
That's huge.
in, I think, September.
Yeah, you just
It was It was with Francesca
Okay.
Lee and Mark
Oh
Wood.
wow.
And it was just so awesome to see that. So
Yeah.
I have another one with Evil Angel coming out
Great.
with Pat Mine, and I think one more.
And then you just roll up with a wheelie cart with just DVDs in it. That's
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 really
the
cool,
move.
right?
Yeah.
See, so people haven't really been buying the DVDs
Okay,
like
right.
this weekend.
Yeah.
I think it's just 'cause it's like a lot going
And
on.
I think we don't know
Do
necessarily.
people watch DVDs?
I don't
still?
know. I think that's the thing.
I'm just happy I got to buy some, so I
Yeah.
can at least keep them for myself
I-
before DVD players go extinct.
Well, and that's I think I've been noticing at the convention is that a bunch of people have like vintage like Playboy and stuff, and that's been like a big seller because like
that would be
every
so
time
cool.
something like transitions out,
Yeah,
we should
Yeah.
just put your DVD on VHS just for like a fun thing.
that would be fun. That's cool. I'm gonna think about that. That
And
would
then-
be fun.
And then you should
'Cause at my
USB
first-
it.
At my first feature, I actually took Polaroid pictures with
Yeah.
all my fans. I like that
Yeah,
shit.
no, it's
So when I
good.
sell an item like panties, I add Polaroids of me like wearing them or
That's
nudes
great.
or something.
It's
I like the old stuff.
and a
like
one of a
that.
kind thing, and that's a
Yeah.
Sapphire thing you
I
should do
fucking
100%.
Yes,
Yeah.
I like doing that
Yeah,
stuff.
100%.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for
Yeah.
being here.
Thank you.
You're
Thank-
fantastic.
Thank
Check
you.
out all of her stuff. Buy her porn. Keep her in this business.
Thank you so much.